What are the cards for life?
Basically, as I was saying, cards for life are cards that help you think, be, and do like nature. Because, I mean, nature is proven. Is it 60 billion years plus of evolution? It's a tested library. Like, we do not need to invent anything. If you want to, as an engineer, if you want to come up with a building that is very structurally sound and integral, and you look to nature, look at a blade of grass when there's winds and storms, it just bends and then it will come back. Can you study the grass and understand how it's not breaking, how it's just bending? Can we use that and create buildings in places that have earthquakes using that same dynamic? Why do we need to think so much out of the box, yet we have something that can guide us? Yeah. So basically, the cards, it's the same thing. The relationships that we have as humans can really, really, really be made better by just observing nature. I was telling my friends that these days I'm a bit more calmer and more relaxed because I'm very, but because of having so much nature around me, so many plants, especially the ones that grow, like there's some that are growing in water, I can see how slowly the roots are taking the time to grow. And I ask myself, why are you constantly rushing? I mean, everything else is chill. What's the rush? Like just observing nature just does something to you. And the cards do the same thing. So the cards have looked at how nature does, how nature is, and the dynamic forces of nature. Taken that, of course, not all of them, most of them, taken that, and then now the cards help you think through that.
Give us an example of how they work.
For example, as I was saying, if you have a problem and we are trying to solve it out, we are doing a personal inquiry. I will take the doing card, I will take the being card, and I will take the dynamic card. For example, the being card talks about serendipity. And it says, good fortune is found on new paths. Make time for someone new or somewhere new. Be in nature without a goal. Change route and take the road less traveled. If you're having an issue of maybe control, like how can we look at nature and how serendipitous it is? It just is. It doesn't force things. It makes space and time for new things. When you look at the doing card, there's a doing card here which I just pulled out randomly. It's written reconnecting. Life is seeking connection. It needs the freedom to find it. So identify structures of separation and segregation, create freedom for life to move through. This card actually kind of symbolizes what I'm doing with biophilia, like realizing the separation that we have with nature and looking at how nature reconnects. You just see how nature reconnects when you don't even bother it. It just flows back to itself. If it's the mycelium, they just get back together. The trees, they get back together. There's nothing you're doing as humans, and it just reconnects. How can we bring this relationship in this way of doing in our lives? And the cards guide you because at the back there's action points of how to be able to create reconnection in your life. So from an inner perspective, from an outer perspective.
What are the benefits you've seen or experienced from them?
It helps people to even be vulnerable. The cards have a way, the writing on the cards have a way of connecting to you. Everybody, no matter what card you pull, because it's usually random, it just connects to you. I've never understood if it's you connecting to the card. Is it your mind playing some placebo? I don't know, but I think it's because we are inherently nature, and this is how nature is. You just connect to it. People are vulnerable. They see how, oh my god, just sitting and observing nature helps them sit and observe their life, helps them journal, helps them deal with issues, and helps them think systemically. It's about doing, being, and looking at the dynamics. For example, there's a dynamic of composting. You'll find a lot of composting in nature where things die and they compost and they create space for new beginnings. Some of the things we're struggling with in life, some of them could be a process where things are dying so that new things can come up. And helping people to think like this just helps them to relax and realize, oh my God, I don't need to stress over this ending. It actually could be just compost for a new beginning. So it's very deep, But when you're on the ground and we're actually doing the sessions, whether it's a group session or a personal session, or even a session with companies where they want to change the way of thinking into more systemic and nature-based thinking, it really gets you really get to get the flow when you're in the space with the cards themselves.
How can someone get started with the cards?
It depends with what we are doing because there are several exercises, and it's not me who pulls them, it's the person who pulls them. They can decide to do it randomly because it's a deck of like 70 something cards. You can decide to do it randomly, or you can decide to sit down and have a look at the cards and see what you resonate with. But most people like to do it serendipitously, and they just want to chance, and then it ends up being the best thing that they did. Like the last session I did, oh, the lady left there feeling, it's posted on my Instagram, she left there feeling like the answer to her question, she actually solved the question that she was asking, because I'm not a therapist. I'm just guiding you, I'm facilitating you to think like nature, to solve your problem. And she left, she chose the cards randomly, and weirdly it's what she had been going through, and what was really stressing her. So yeah, so sometimes you can pick two cards, especially if the group is not large. If you're two of us, we can pick two cards, from the different sets, the dynamic, the doing, and the being. But when the group is large, it can get a bit too crazy because everyone is giving off this energy, and you need time with everyone.